Hello, boys and girls. Today our story is from the New Testament. Do you know the name of the first book in the New Testament? Matthew.
Do you want to do the New Testament as a game?
Sure.
I'll say one and then you say another.
Okay.
Matthew,
Mark,
Luke,
John,
Acts,
Romans.
1st and 2nd Corinthians,
Does that count as two? I guess. Galatians,
Ephesians,
Philippians,
Colossians,
1st and 2nd Thessalonians,
1st and 2nd Timothy,
Titus,
Philemon,
Hebrews,
James,
1st and 2nd Peter,
1st and 2nd and 3rd John,
Jude.
and Revelation.
Good job.
You too.
It will help if you have a Bible in your hand for the next part of the lesson. My puppet helpers will say the New Testament books while you go get your Bible. If you don't find your Bible before they get done, just pause the video while you get it.
Matthew,
Mark,
Luke,
John,
Acts,
Romans,
1st and 2nd Corinthians,
Galatians,
Ephesians,
Philippians,
Colossians,
1st and 2nd Thessalonians,
1st and 2nd Timothy,
Titus,
Philemon,
Hebrews,
James,
1st and 2nd Peter,
1st and 2nd and 3rd John,
Jude.
and Revelation.
I have a bookmark in my Bible where the New Testament begins at Matthew. This section is the Old Testament. It is much thicker than the New Testament. Do you know how many books are in the Old Testament? 39. Do you know the name of the first book in the Old Testament? Genesis. Do you know the name of the last book in the Old Testament? Malachi. Listen to my puppet helpers as they say the books of the Old Testament.
Hey man, I hear the kids are learning the books of the Bible.
Maybe they'll say them with us.
Yeah.
Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy,
Joshua, Judges, Ruth, 1st and 2nd Samuel, 1st and 2nd Kings, 1st and 2nd Chronicles, Ezra, Nehemiah, Esther, Job, Psalms, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, Song of Solomon, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Lamentations, Ezekiel, Daniel, Hosea, Joel, Amos, Obadiah, Jonah, Micah, Nahum, Habakkuk, Zephaniah, Haggai, Zechariah, Malachi. Yeah, that was pretty good.
How do you find where the New Testament begins in your Bible? It begins with the book of Matthew. Some Bibles have tabs and you can pick where you want to go. But if your Bible doesn't have tabs, I have a trick to show you, okay? You take your Bible and you try to find the very middle and you open it up. And you're usually in Psalms. Well, then you take and try to find the middle of the next section. And when you open it up, I found Matthew. If you didn't find Matthew, you can just turn the pages whichever direction you need to go to find Matthew. Let's say the first 4 books of the New Testament: Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. Okay, one more time. Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. Each book is named for the person who wrote it. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And each of these men were followers of Jesus and wrote about what they saw and heard. Luke is the only one who tells us about our story today, about a time when Jesus was 12 years old and went to Jerusalem. If you found Matthew in your Bible, you just can turn over a few more pages to Luke. Remember, Matthew, Mark, and Luke. And our story today is found in Luke 2, chapter 2, starting in verse 41. His parents went to Jerusalem every year at the feast of the Passover. And when he was 12 years old, they went up to Jerusalem according to the custom of the feast. When they had finished the days, as they returned, the boy Jesus lingered behind in Jerusalem, and Joseph and his mother did not know it. But supposing him to have been in the company, they went a day's journey and sought him among their relatives and acquaintances. So when they did not find him, they returned to Jerusalem, seeking him. Now so it was that after 3 days they found him in the temple, sitting in the midst of the teachers, both listening to them and asking them questions. And all who heard him were astonished at his understanding and answers. So when they saw him, they were amazed. And his mother said to him, "Son, why have you done this to us? Look, your father and I have sought you anxiously." And he said to them, "Why did you seek me? Did you not know that I must be about my Father's business?" But they did not understand the statement which he spoke to them. Then he went down with them and came to Nazareth and was subject to them. But his mother kept all these things in her heart. And Jesus increased in wisdom and stature and in favor with God and men. Jesus said, "I must be about my Father's business." Who was Jesus' Father? It was God. And God's business was at the temple where God was worshiped and studied. But Jesus also had an earthly father. His name was Joseph. In Luke 2:51, it says, "Then he went down with them and came to Nazareth and was subject to them. But his mother kept all these things in her heart." Being subject to them means that Jesus obeyed his parents and did what they said, even though he was more important than they were, because he was God's son. But Jesus knew the commandment to obey your parents, and Mary and Joseph were his parents, and he obeyed them. Jesus gave us a good example. He obeyed his parents. It is important for us to also obey our parents.